It's me, Mario!
Super Mario 64. Mario in a full 3D world, mission-based collection, backwards long jumps. Let's take a look at the game that set the standard for 3D platformer games. Super Mario 64 was released in 1996 in Japan and North America, and 1997 for Europe and Australia. Released on Nintendo's newest console, the Nintendo 64, as a launch title, Super Mario 64 would receive almost universal praise and acclaim. But before we jump into the new gameplay, let's get the story out of the way.
Hello!
Actually, before we even start the story, let's talk about this demo screen. A large 3D head of Mario is here to mess around with. It's actually a good way to help you learn how to use the new control stick, but we'll get back to that. Also, if you were listening, notice how Mario now has a voice. That's Charles Martinet, who voices Mario to this day, as well as several other main characters to the series. This is his first appearance on a Nintendo platform, but he did a few Mario PC games before this as well.
Okie dokie. Begin typing.
Anyway, on to the story. Princess Toadstool has invited Mario over for some cake. And I'm sure that means exactly what everyone's thinking.
Not patty cake! This is impossible! I don't believe it! It can't be!
Bowser has taken over Toadstool's castle and trapped all of its residents inside the castle walls using the Power Stars. Mario must defeat Bowser and collect Power Stars in the process. Pretty simple, although it's worth noting that Princess Toadstool finally receives her proper name of Peach here in the States, and all subsequent games refer to her as such. The most important thing to get out of the way here is control. Here is a Super Nintendo controller. 4 face buttons, very nice D-pad, L and R buttons. Pretty standard controller. And this is the N64 controller. You hold it like this for 2D games, L and R right there, and like this for 3D games. There's a Z or Z trigger on the back for 3D games, and a new control stick that helps for movement. With a more agile controller, Mario himself becomes more agile. Ground pounds, long jumps, wall kicks, triple jumps, crouching, crawling, diving, punching, kicking, disco, and the list goes on. Many of these moves will be retained in later 3D Mario games. The control in this game, however, is not as good as later entries. The C buttons here control the camera, and pressing R we can get a close-up camera. But the camera likes to get stuck or not move sometimes and face the exact wrong direction on its own. It's Nintendo's first outing with the full camera control, so I'll let it slide, but if you're new to Mario 64, it may be a hassle. Another thing that might be a hassle is controlling Mario himself. While the control stick makes controlling Mario much easier, sometimes it can be difficult to just turn around. It's not perfectly fluid, but again, this is Nintendo's first try, and it's not really that bad. If you didn't play it when it was new and are approaching it for the first time, take your time with any intense movements. All in all, the control isn't so bad, and the game is well designed around its own limitations. It just takes a little getting used to. Next is the gameplay, which it too has taken a dramatic shift. No longer are we searching for an exit or a secret exit. We start in a hub world known as Peach's Castle, jump into a painting, a wall, or some other secret area and enter a level. Mario 64 has 15 full levels with a variety of smaller ones. From underwater to inside a clock, there's plenty of variety. Each level has a star or set of stars to collect. Stars no longer provide invincibility, but are used to unlock further parts of the castle. The game requires you to have 70 out of 120 Power Stars to finish the game, but with glitches the game can be beaten with a whopping 0. You've got things like bottomless pits that are still here, and... what? It's gonna be like that, huh? Okay. Returning from Donkey Kong is fall damage. Well, probably not, but fall damage is here. Small heights aren't a problem, but as you climb higher and higher, it can take as much as half of your health. Oh yes, Mario is now rocking a health bar. Anything from enemies to fire can hurt him. Coins can heal Mario as well as surfacing in the water. While underwater or in toxic gas, Mario will slowly lose health as well. If you lose all your health or fall off a stage, you're thrown outside of the level. Lose all your lives and it's game over. But if you save often, you don't have to worry, as you never lose any of your stars unless you actually delete a file. All the main levels have 7 stars. When entering a level, a vague description of your objective will be given to you. Collect a power star, and you win. Come back, do it again for a new one, lather, rinse, repeat. Many stars can be collected in any order you choose, however some are tied to specific numbers. For instance, the boss of Whomp's Fortress will only appear with the first star. However, I can collect a 4-star here if I really want to. Basically, some stars are tied to specific events, but many can be collected as you please. Collect a few to unlock new levels. There are some stars that all large levels have the same, namely 2, red coins and 100 coin stars. Each large level, and several smaller ones, have 8 red coins to collect. When you do so, a star will appear above this platform, so collect it if you can. Next, we have the 100 coin star, which are the bane of many players. Simply put, collect 100 coins and get a free star. Yellow coins count as 1, red as 2, and blue as 5. Coins can be scattered throughout the level and within enemies. While some enemies may respawn, only the original will have a coin. These boxes can be ground pounded to receive many blue coins. Coins dropped from enemies and coins from the blue boxes will disappear after a short time, so be quick. So what happens if I collect 90-something coins and can't find any more? Or I die? Tough luck, try again. That's what makes these missions a pain. You could lose a few coins and totally screw yourself over, or die when so close to 100 and have to start over. You have to be really careful. Luckily, while other stars make you exit a level immediately, 100 coin stars allow you to keep playing, so it's a good idea to collect 100 coin stars at the same time as red coin stars, as you'll probably get all red coins anyway, trying to reach 100. Only the 15 larger levels have 100 coin stars, so don't worry about the other ones. When you finish a level, your coins will be tallied up. Every 50 coins results in a 1-up. This is where you'll receive the opportunity to save as well. Let's talk about the level design. Super Mario 64 has some decent-sized levels. Some are actually pretty large later on, like Tall Tall Mountain or Rainbow Ride. Many levels have secret shortcuts hidden in certain areas to make navigating easier. Red coins can be well hidden, or just out in plain sight, as well as 1-ups. Most stages have cannons, too, that can be opened by speaking to a red Bob-omb. Some are necessary to reach certain stars. Most of the stars are fairly different from each other. From treasure hunting to wall jumping and even capturing a monkey, there's plenty of variety. Collecting most of the power stars is fun and easy too. The main question I ask myself is this level fun? 9 times out of 10, I say yes. Yes, they are. Graphically speaking, the game is not blowing any minds away. They kept things fairly minimal for the sake of keeping the game running smoothly. After all, the main draw was the new 3D gameplay. It doesn't look terrible, and honestly, I have an affinity for these chunky graphics of the N64, the Sega Saturn, and the PlayStation 1. It's absolutely nostalgia goggles, but who cares? While the graphics were kept minimal, the game does slow down dramatically on certain levels. This is helped by keeping draw distance low on certain levels, but as for the level with Bowser's sub, well, let's just say it's certainly noticeable. And we haven't even gotten to the enemies. Most of the staples are here, like Goombas, Koopas, Piranha Plants, but are now in glorious 3D. Some look pretty silly, like the Goombas, but others transferred over pretty well, like Bob-ombs. There's several new ones as well, such as Whomp, a rock enemy that tries to crush Mario, as well as Mr. I. Nope. Alright, let's never talk about that eye again, and let's go on to power-ups. While the 1-up is still here, the usual suspects are missing. Mushrooms, Fire Flowers, and Starmen are completely missing. We instead have special caps Mario can wear after unlocking them. The Wing Cap lets Mario fly through the air, the Vanish Cap allows Mario to negate most damage and pass through certain walls, and the Metal Cap negates most damage as well, and allows Mario to sink quickly underwater. Multiple caps can be worn at once, but this rarely happens. Then there's the Koopa Shell, which allows Mario to glide over land, sea, or lava with ease. Hitting a wall will cause Mario to lose the shell. Then there's the underwater variant as well, but this one has a time limit. So after collecting a certain amount of stars, you'll have enough to face Bowser. His levels also have 8 red coins in them, so collect those to get a star as well. Bowser will breathe fire, stomp around, jump, charge at the player, and even teleport during some battles. The first and second time you face Bowser, you have to grab him by the tail, swing him around, and hit him into a bomb. If you miss, he'll just jump back up. You can throw him slowly towards each bomb if you have trouble getting them from far away. If you die, worry not, as you'll merely have to re-enter the pipe and not replay the whole level. The first 2 battles give you keys to the basement and then upstairs. The final battle requires 3 hits, with the final hit requiring you to be far away. This was always very difficult for me as a kid, as I could never get that last bomb hit. But if you manage to do so, you'll fly away with glee and free the princess from the castle. With a little kiss and a little cake. One of the greatest credit scenes begins to roll. Little snippets of each level remind me of the grand journey I've just gone through. And the music, ugh. Koji Kondo is back, and he just nails the music from this one. The credits theme as well as Jolly Roger Bay are extremely memorable. In fact, the entire game is memorable. I just love this game. I say that about most of the main series, but this one is special in particular. I remember being a kid having 90-something stars. I remember during one of my classes, we'd always have a reading time where we got to choose a book we wanted. Every time, I chose the Mario 64 strategy guide, as my teacher happened to have it. Most kids in my class didn't care about Mario 64 anymore. Keep in mind, this was late 2001, and the Xbox and GameCube were already out. But I studied that book. I mean, studied it. Learning about the second secret slide star, how to get this star and that star, and finally achieving a perfect 120 star file. Showing my dad Yoshi for the first time was an amazing experience, and I could have only gotten it through this game. It was incredible. It still is incredible. So thank you, Nintendo, for a game I'll never forget. Thank you so much for watching my video. More Mario to follow, so if you like this video, stay tuned.
Thank you so much for playing my game.